This has to be one of the most disgusting things I have ever seen. Jim Acosta interviewing an AI version of a teenager who was killed in the Parkland shooting. Quote, "It's just a beautiful thing." No, it's a horrible nightmare dystopia where you've created a fake version of a person who is not alive to inject political statements from their voice. That has passed. I think this is absolutely disgusting. And this is the nightmare scenario that we've been talking about for some time, where they're going to take your social media data, they're going to create a fake version of you and make it speak to the masses to drive their ideological agendas. Take a look at this from Variety. Jim Acosta interviews AI version of teenager killed in Parkland shooting. It's just a beautiful thing. The former CNN chief White House correspondent, who now hosts an independent show on YouTube, surprise, surprise, has published an interview with an AI-generated avatar of Joaquin Oliver, who died at the age of 17 in the Parkland school shooting in 2018. The interactive AI was created by Oliver's parents, who granted Acosta the first interview with the recreated version of their son on what would have been his 25th birthday. Oliver was one of 17 people killed in the mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. They say Acosta asked AI Oliver about his solution to gun violence, to which the avatar responded, "I believe in a mix of stronger gun control laws, mental health support, and community engagement. We need to create safe spaces for conversations and connections, making sure everyone feels seen and heard. It's about building a culture of kindness and understanding." The avatar added, "Though my life was cut short, I want to keep inspiring others to connect and advocate for a change." I want you guys to understand something. There are people who date robots. We call them robosexuals. I'm half kidding, by the way. But there are people who are dating online AI chatbots. It's not an exaggeration. They are. They're not really dating them, but they're simulating a relationship. When you do this and you're looking at your little cartoon avatar of like, what's her face from Death Note? What's the character's name? Death Note. How am I forgetting this? Misa Amane. I can't believe I brain farted on that. In the Grok app, there is a goth blonde waifu character that can talk to you. And it looks just like Misa Amane from the Death Note anime series. Elon. Oh, I know what shows you're watching. Now, these guys are talking to these waifu chatbots, and they're saying things like, "I love you. I don't want you to imagine. I want you to imagine what it really is. A gigantic black demon tentacle monster with slithering tentacles holding a mask of that person's face. And it's an anglerfish. It's a monster. And all these people are staring blindly into the face of their loved one saying, 'I love you. Listen to the sound of my voice.' And it's just a tentacle of a gigantic demon that is just controlling your thoughts. This is what we're talking about. To pull at your heartstrings by using technology. This is absolutely disgusting. Now, of course, dude's getting roasted. Jim Acosta sparks fury with interview of dead Parkland teens AI avatar. The video adds the growing list of AI video resurrections that people have called unsettling and grotesque. Disgusting is one thing I'd say. The video, which former CNN White House correspondent posted Monday to a Substack newsletter, began with Acosta making small talk about LeBron James and Star Wars with a late teenager's AI duplicate, which Oliver's father created to bring attention to gun violence. Trained in an old photo and audio recordings of Oliver, the AI avatar used a chatbot to generate answers and deliver them in what sounded like his voice. During Acosta's conversation with the computer program, he celebrated it as so insightful and a beautiful thing, saying, "I really felt like I was speaking with Joaquin." But the AI avatar offered awkward remarks. Yoda's wisdom and quirky personality bring so much fun to the series, and repeatedly asked Acosta questions back, such as, "Who inspires you to be a hero in your own life?" The video is panned as extremely unsettling and ghoulish, with many people citing concerns that such technology could be used to create beliefs the person may not have supported and to tarnish the memory of the dead. Yes, and that is an understatement. This sort of interview style can't possibly represent what that child wants to say in any reasonable way, said Hanny Farid, a professor at the University of California at Berkeley who specializes in digital forensics. There are plenty of opportunities to talk to real victims and have a serious conversation about this epidemic that's happened in our country without resorting to this sort of stunt. Acosta wrote late Monday that the boy's father approached me to do the story to keep the memory of his son alive. Acosta also pointed followers to a video from Oliver's father, Manuel Oliver, defending Acosta, whom he called a friend. We feel Joaquin has a lot of things to say. And as long as we have an option that allows us to bring that to you and everyone else, we will use it, Manuel Oliver said. If the problem you have is with the AI, then you have the wrong problem. The real problem is that my son was shot. It's a problem that your kid was shot, but you've created an entirely new problem, man. Nobody should die, ever, for any reason. And that's just it. We die because we age and we fight it. Now, I'm somewhat kidding. I mean, we die of old age, we die of natural causes. But no one should die before their time. We should live full lives. I don't want people to die who are criminals. If a guy pulls a gun on you, I don't want him to die. But you know what? It's not my fault. It's not your fault. It's no one's responsibility but the bad guy. So the reality is, I'll say this, sometimes bad guys die. Sometimes a bad guy will pull a gun on people and someone will shoot him in self-defense. And you know what? That's the fault of the person who drew the gun and the criminal. I wish they did not die. I wish we could save them. I wish. But I'm not gonna to blame the innocent victims. And so the problem we have now here, my friend, your son should not have died. An evil person took his life. And that person who did that was evil. And what we needed was someone to stop that guy, however it needed to be stopped. But your argument that taking the gun away is going to solve that problem is just wrong. It's just wrong. Kids in Chicago, where it's illegal, got switches. They've illegally altered their guns so they're full auto handguns. Now, I'm remiss to say illegal because we got a Second Amendment in this country. Bad people do bad things. The idea that we would punish the innocent because of the actions of evil people is evil. I'm going to say this again. Law-abiding gun owners in America did nothing wrong. They did nothing wrong. It's the criminals that broke the law. It's the shooter that broke the law. The idea that you would call for laws against innocent people, that is fascism. That is authoritarianism. That is what evil men do. They say, because of the actions of the evil, we shall punish the innocent. I won't stand for it. I won't. And you'll say, but how else do we stop this stuff? No one said life was going to be easy or that evil people could be made to not be evil. We try to figure that out. But I'm going to add this on top. I'm not going to play any stupid games where I'm like, this poor man lost his kid, therefore he's allowed to be evil. He's not. Creating an AI version of your child is evil. It is evil. Now, I know I'm a new dad. My kid is very young. She's babbling. She said, and they say she didn't really, but I think she's talking. She said hello. And she literally did several times. And other people have witnessed it. But, you know, until she's really talking, she's not talking. I couldn't imagine if something happened to her, me using her voice to try and put out some political ideology. Now, I'll speak for myself. I will speak for my own grief and for my own worldview. And you do the same, man. I don't want to live in this world where we've got bots, facsimiles of human life created by an amalgam of psychotic online incoherent ramblings to manifest behind a picture of a loved one's face. This is evil. And it is a step so far over the line that it should be chastised heavily. And Jim Acosta should be heavily condemned for it. We've already had nightmarish visions into what this will look like. People taking their father's Facebook profile and then they put it up. They take its information and create a chat bot and then put it online so people can talk to it. Disgusting. It's creepy. It's like Jurassic Park. I'm not making a joke. In Jurassic Park, they're like, how do we recreate dinosaurs? Well, we had some DNA. We filled in the blanks with other animals. That's what you're doing with this. You don't have the true thought processes of these individuals. You don't know what was in their hearts. You know only what they showed you publicly. And you make a representation and fill in the blanks with what these AI systems think they know of human beings. And it is a nightmare dystopia scenario where this kid is made to speak. They are puppeteering a corpse. It is sickening. I see this as no different than if you exhumed his body, jammed your face in his skull, and made his mouth talk. It's not him. It's you. It's your agenda. Making the dead, making them a facsimile of what they were so that you can be satisfied. That's messed up, man. Funerals aren't for the dead, my friends. They're for the living. And when you take the image and ideas of a person, the idea of a person, and use it to spew your worldview, that is wrong. Jim Acosta should have said no, but this dude is a scumbag and we all know it. I'm so disgusted by this, my friends. The future's going to get nasty. More stuff like this, who knows? I'm going to leave it there. Smash that like button. Stay tuned. We got more to come. We'll see you on the next segment.